You are about to witness the power of toy knowledge. Where are my figures at? Straight out of Poland, it's my homeboy Rick, classy action figure seller with a 6-inch dick, the Bruiser, in his stonking collection of action figs that he sticks in his ring. 6 solicited pics for like button clicks, everything that drips out his lips is a statistic. Yeah, he's the kind of dude can tell you who threw who out of Rumble 92. Need to know a bit more? Check out his stories, putting figures in a box daily. And for this little rap, he didn't even pay me. So also on the show is Martin.
So I says to Mabel, I says, oh, hi everyone. Welcome to 7 Figs a Month, the podcast that you listen to and we talk on. It is I, the Jersey Retro Toy Hunter, Marty, and I am joined once again by my team co-captain, Rich, of actionfigureseller.com. How's it going, mate?
Oh, very good. Your intros are really good. Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. We've been getting some lovely feedback. That's been a whopping surprise, to be honest.
Yeah, we did record them previously thinking no one would listen, so now it feels like the pressure's on a little bit as well.
Yeah, right. Now we got to now we got to be good. Now
we've actually got to entertain, and apparently you're not supposed to talk about murder on podcasts either.
Sexual assault's a no as well. So no more talking about Lord Alfred Hayes from this point on.
For now.
yeah, definitely mentioning him later.
Yeah, he's going to get a mention, isn't he? He's a good lad. He's a good lad. I always like looking at these toys, just trying to work out who might be a bit of a reprobate. So speaking of which, we're on Series 3 of the LJN figures. That's what we're going to be running through today. But before that, how's the shop going?
Good. Our top seller at the moment is still Purple Retro Crush.
That's interesting. I wonder why everyone's going for the purple one. Because we did have a purple one. Do you think it's just this one's better? Get that one.
So for the listeners that aren't aware, so FC Toys are making a Crush retro figure, Evil Crush, and they're doing 2. One in his purple gear and one in less well-known red gear, and I reckon that's just the case. People are more familiar with the black and purple. It's not far behind, and it's only on sale for the rest of this month, officially.
Well, the red one?
Yes, yeah. The others, yeah, it's like a special limited exclusive.
Yeah, it's a shame they didn't do it like with hands that do like the cranium crunch, that come together as well. I suppose you'd have to have like Hulk Hogan's bear hug mechanism in it to work.
I would have loved that.
Yeah, that would be good.
It's a great series. Scotty Too Hotty's there. He's doing well too. Steph DeLander and Mance Warner fill out the rest of the series. But yeah, Purple Crushers winning. For those interested, Purple Crushers out in the lead at the moment.
Good. I just want to share with you as well. I had a really shit day yesterday.
Is this Jersey Retro Toy Hunting or is this something else?
No, this is something else. This is me sat at home playing on WCW NWO Revenge.
Oh, yeah.
Because you've got the new WWE game and I can't be bothered to buy that just yet. So I was playing N64. And for some reason, I wanted to delete the space of my memory card. I don't need that for Revenge, but I figured, how'd you do this again? So I looked online. It's okay. You turn the console on whilst holding start, and then you can get into the memory card. So I did that. It said something on the screen. I didn't really listen to it or read it, sorry. Then I selected yes, and it just wiped all my saves. So about 25 years worth of high scores that me and my cousin got on the game that we've been playing with for years and years and years, gone in a second. And there's no way to get it back either. You start searching online, like, how do you retrieve your save data on the N64? No, you can't do that. He gave me the option.
You'll have to start again, right?
Yeah, I don't mind. What I did do, because I thought about it, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure I took photos of all my high scores because there's a battery in the cartridge. I was told that at some point it's just going to run out. So all your saves will be deleted anyway. Because Revenge is one of the games where it's got a battery in it. So I took photos of them all. So I do still have them on photo. It's just so heartbreaking to look at the game and all the characters you have to unlock again.
Yeah, what a game as well. Because the last time we played, which would have been 2008 or something, we're talking against each other, 1-on-1. There was a witness.
No, it wasn't that. It was closer than that. It wasn't 2008.
I think it wasn't far off, mate.
I thought it was about 4 years ago or something.
No. It was you were in your flat not too far from Springfield.
Oh, okay.
It was a long time ago. We had a draw, right? It went to, because you're better at the N64 games. That's what we've sort of, I'm happy to come to that conclusion. I think you were traditionally better at the N64 games than I had your number on the PS2 games. And for whatever reason, for whatever reason, this day it went to a time limit draw. I had a hell of a game, and we haven't played it since
No, I'm sure
against
it was
each other.
manageable,
So we should have a rematch one day on YouTube.
though. We won't do it on my cartridge, because it'll just make me sad.
Yeah, because I can't be Meng on your cartridge.
I don't, do I bother going through and unlocking them again? It takes ages.
Was it DDP versus Mr. Perfect? I think that was the
Yeah, I'm sure
match
it wasn't
we
that long
had.
ago, because I remember it well.
It was. It would have been very early into your relationship with Liam.
Interesting.
It was a lot. It was over 10 years ago.
I suppose, yeah, 10 years ago.
I
Wasn't
moved
that
to
long ago. I
London
think-
in 2011,
If
and
you
it was
said
before that.
2008, I think, do you mean like 2008 was too long ago, wasn't it?
No,
That's
it's-
20 years ago.
yeah, it kind of be. It was when we came back from uni, so it was either 2008 or 2009. It was around then. Sorry, mate, it was a long time ago.
Wow, okay. Yeah,
So-
we're getting old.
So yeah, maybe the fingers don't work anymore, and it will be a really shit match next time round.
No, I'm still quite good at it. They're
Yeah,
basically the only
I'm
ones
not.
I play.
Yeah, good at the 2K games. I'm good at them.
I can't remember the buttons for those. I'm well aware of the buttons in the N64 games, so I can quite clearly do them. But the new ones, I can't. I have to keep googling like how you do things on the new ones. Like how do you do an Irish whip, and then like how do you put someone in a tree of woe? I have to Google that sort of thing
Well,
mid-match.
that's just modern games, isn't it? So like Nigel Mansell's Formula One on the NES or something was just a really nice, simple, beautiful game, and now you have to have pit stops and like worry about your tire tread and stuff.
Yeah, I can't be dealing with that. I just want to drive around a track.
No, we should save all this for when we could do our Formula One video game deep dive, right?
Until then, we'll get back on track. We lost for
Yes,
the first
sorry.
time. This is how it goes. I hope everyone enjoys our little retro video games chat.
Yes.
So, Series 3, you've ranked them.
I've ranked them again, least favorite to favorite, like last time. I hope to be more consistent and not so jumpy this time, but you never know. Different talking points arise and will make me view them from a different point of view. So I might, SD Jones might be the best figure of the lot.
Spoiler alert.
He might be. And Randy Savage might be the worst. But we'll try and muddle our way through this and not be too confusing. I'm going to have to. People should follow us on our social media accounts, and I'll post some rankings so it's easier to visualize all the nonsense we're talking.
Or if you're just doing the mopping and you want to listen, you can just listen. You don't need to look at a picture, I guess.
You don't have to. Maybe you just like our voices.
You just listen to everything else, and this is all that's left.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We're not judging you.
No. So, yeah, I have ranked them. To explain, this series introduces managers, but 17 base figures, which is massive, and there are 5 managers amongst that. So I'm going to separate them. So we're kicking things off with the group of wrestlers and not the managers. We'll do them after. And first things first, Tito Santana is my least favorite figure of this.
Former Intercontinental Champion. Is it just because he doesn't come with a belt?
I hold that against him slightly. I just think it's a very boring figure.
I think he's probably quite a boring person.
Yeah.
That's what I get from it. You can imagine, like, one day in 1992, Vince McMahon saying, "How can we make this guy more fun?" Which make him an El Matador instead.
Yeah, right. Make him a bullfighter.
That's it.
Yeah, if he came with a bull, if he was in his El Matador gear from the future or his Strike Force gear from the future, this figure would not be last. It's just plain blue pants, blue knee pads. I can't work out if it's blue or purple.
It looks purpley blue, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's
Probably
just
gold.
it's a very simple, basic looking figure. No, nothing wrong with Tito Santana. As you quite rightly pointed out, he had some epic feuds for the Intercontinental title with Greg Valentine and Don Morocco.
And he lost the belt to Randy Savage.
He won it from Don Morocco in February 1984. I read
Ooh.
earlier.
That's interesting. If you had asked me if Don Morocco ever held the IC title, I would have said no.
Right?
How did he get it?
I
Here you go. You're dropping knowledge on me, but that's all you've got. I've learned one sentence.
yeah, sorry. Mate. I'm referring to Google. Right. He
Did he beat Tito Santana?
Oh, he beat Pedro Morales for it.
When did Greg Valentine have it then?
Greg Valentine beat Tito Santana for it, right?
Interesting. Okay. No, because Randy Savage beat Tito Santana. The Tito of a couple of reigns, maybe.
I'm sure Greg and Tito had a feud for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, so I'd thought that it was Greg, Tito, then Randy Savage. I don't remember fucking Morocco having one. This is a Mandarin effect if I ever had one.
Here you go. I'm going to go and check out the Intercontinental Championship history. List of WWE Intercontinental Champions. So obviously, Pat Patterson was the first one, winning it in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
That's where you guys won the tag titles from as well, wasn't it?
That is. And
Carol Island World
CIWW.
Wrestling. Class Rick won a tag team title in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, or so he says. Oh, yeah. So look, it goes Ken Patera, Pedro Morales, Don Morocco, Pedro, Don, Tito, Greg, Valentine, Tito,
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was getting confused.
Randy. So yeah, Tito won it back from Greg and then dropped it to Randy. So yeah.
So Pedro Morales, this is the stand-up point for me. He was WWF champion and Intercontinental champion.
And no one cares.
No one cares. No one's ever seen him wrestle. Like, he is the Rio de Janeiro of wrestlers.
So he's the Mandarin effect you were talking about.
Could you imagine if he was just made up? They all say like he lost to Pedro Morales, and everyone hears the name, so they assume he's a real person.
I'm on his Wikipedia page, but in this day and age, there's no telling whether that's AI or not. This could be a fictional person. Because
When you were on his Wikipedia page, I thought you meant it would have said Pedro Morales beat Classy Rick.
Yeah.
I'm on here.
Hold on, he's the first Triple Crown champion. He was tag champion as well, and no one's ever made a toy of him. This is not real. Right, there's one for Patrick. When we get our fact checker on the show, we're going to ask whether Pedro Morales was a real human or not.
What might have happened, and I'm not going to accuse anyone of being a murderer, but maybe Pedro Morales is a murderer and he's just wiped from time. But they couldn't obviously take the title reigns away from him, so they'll just make him sort of disappear a bit.
Is that? Do you reckon that's when it all went down?
Well, the murders.
Well, so when Jimmy Snooker's girlfriend was found dead, Vince went, "What happened here?" And he went, "Pedro did it." And then Jimmy was allowed to carry on his career and life, and Pedro was vanquished from reality.
Yeah, poor bastard. He didn't even do it.
Ah, what? Justice for Pedro. That's our first bit of merch. Justice for
I'm
Pedro.
sure our next song.
Free Pedro. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, there you go. That's one for Callum, isn't it?
Free Pedro of every LJN.
Yeah. Okay. So, tangents. They're good.
Well, that went off too quickly, didn't it?
Yeah, sorry. So, I hope no one listens to this with their family.
Especially if one of them's done a big crime like a murder and they're just sort of, sorry, mate.
Yeah. Right. So, right. Sticking Tito's last. Right. Nothing actually wrong with the figure. I think at this point he just was a boring man. As
Yeah, I think it's a good Tito Santana.
Yeah.
But a good Tito Santana doesn't mean you want to buy it.
No, it's like a modern day good Johnny Gargano toy. It's like no one wants that. It's true. And up next, very similarly, right? It's we've got Ricky Steamboat, all black tights, black boots, black headband, short black hair. He's doing a sort of nice claw fret is the sort of pose I would describe it as. I like Ricky Steamboat. I just don't know. Yeah, this is a weird color scheme for him, and he did wear this. Or was
He
it
does
just
wear all black occasionally. On the back of the box, though, he is definitely wearing the red and black.
Yeah, something a bit more colourful. I would have enjoyed for Ricky. This is
the company. This is the company saying, "Oh, we're doing 2 Macho Man Randy Savage toys. We need a lot of colour. Is there anyone we can just put in black to save money?" So he's the Snake Eyes of the LJN line. Stick Ricky Steamboat just in black.
Also, this is perfect for a heel turn in your Fed, right? So
Except
maybe
Ricky Steamboat would never turn heel.
No, but
unless
he murdered Jimmy Snooker's wife. The plot thickens.
It was me, Austin.
So if I'm looking at him as a potential heel turn in my fig Fed, I don't know if he is second from last. If I'm pretending in my head this is a heel, I probably prefer this to the next one. We'll leave it because I shouldn't be voting them based on my own
imagination, how you're going to play with them.
How a young Richie would potentially play with them. He's second from last. Just again, Colour's a bit dull. That's it. I like the pose. I like sort of some sort of martial arts claw threat. It's good.
Just when they show the picture of him and he is wearing red, they've just made it worse, haven't they? And that's the annoying thing, when toy lines do that, they show you something that's really good and make it a bit shitter when you actually get it.
Yeah, yeah.
As if
And
like a box, or they'll just sell you something wearing gold paint, and when they give it to you, it's just yellow.
yeah. So he's another one. He's not Intercontinental Champion at this point, is he?
No, not yet. This is 86. So it's
Have you?
the year after WrestleMania 3 that he wins the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, I'd team these up in my fig fed for a really boring team of jobbers, I think. Yeah, no beef with Ricky Steamboat. Big star. Both perennial baby faces, right? Tito probably never played heel either.
Oh, that's interesting.
Some would question his bullfighting ways. Talk about it like being cruelty to animals and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
nowadays he'd be a massive heel, but back
Yeah,
then he was just a brave bullfighter. Had they done it in about 2001, he would have been on Jackass, like getting smashed up by a bull or something like that.
that's it.
I'd be
That's
well
it.
up for watching that, especially if
Yeah.
he was still the same age. So in like 2000, he was quite old. Just getting battered by a bull.
So I seem to be picking them based on dullness so far. And then next up, are we done with Ricky? I think we're done with Ricky, right? It's nice.
Yeah, we've done Ricky. I think that's fine. There's not much you can say about it. He's just wearing
Boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. And up next is the magnificent Don Morocco in lovely red pants and a nice t-shirt.
Yes, I like him. I think it looks like a good Don Morocco.
Does.
He's missing something though, and I think it's some knee pads.
Yeah, where the fuck are his knee pads? Again, we don't know what reference photos they used for these. So, like you suggested last time, maybe some photographer burst into the changing room and he was mid putting them on.
Can only assume that was the case.
But yeah, no, not a fan when because they're all one piece. They're all individual molds as well. So it's not like they've used someone else's
It's
legs.
probably harder to do a leg, like a knee, than it is just a knee pad.
So much like when they added knee pads to George Steele, and you were like, "Oh, that's a bit of extra effort. I prefer that." Is it similar here, where you're like,
Yeah, it's
"Oh,
extra effort. He's done a kneecap.
yeah,
Not extra painting though. So it's been like, it's no painting at
uh,
all, right? Because the mold would have been in skin tone.
yes,
Maybe they just thought, a kid's going to play with Don Morocco loads. The first thing to get worn out will be those knee pads. Let's just not put them on.
yeah,
So, you got to think that's what they were thinking.
yeah." I was going to say, out of the three I've mentioned, this is definitely my favourite one, but that's redundant based on me ranking them because that's obvious. On a different,
cementing how well you're doing with your own ranking system.
yeah, just conferring with myself almost. Yeah, if he had knee pads, I reckon he'd be higher because it is a good toy. And where's your fucking knee pads, mate?
Yeah, I like the socks coming up from the boots. I think I'll say that actually. I think all of them have it more or less.
I like the font on his t-shirt. Lovely,
Nice
clear.
font.
Did you tell me earlier that there might have been a sort of slight variation with thicker text?
Apparently so. I can't really tell a difference looking at them though. Maybe it's not for my eye. Not for my eye. I'm not a designer.
No.
But yeah, on the back of the box as well, the picture of him has knee pads on. They didn't even look at that.
Really?
Yeah. And the poster, guess what he's got on his knees?
I bet he's got knee pads.
He's got knee pads.
Because he wore knee pads. So what are they? What is this?
They heard the podcast last week with George still wearing knee pads, and the guy doing it was like, "Oh shit, I better change that." So he's got rid of Don Morocco's knee pads.
I reckon one of the sculptors was fired that day, and I'll show them. I'll show them. Quickly rubbed off all the knee pads he'd been working on for 10 weeks. Yeah, everything was much slower back then.
Bless them. He's in a lot of shows at this point, Don Morocco, isn't he? But it's just sort of nothingness. I was watching was it the big event? Is that the one where Paul Orndorff and Hogan main evented? Anyway,
Yes,
the one in Canada with like 73,000 people. He wrestled Haku to a time limit draw, and it was just boring. He does nothing really. Like sometimes he looks quite mean. Other times he's doing something like a nerve hold, and he just looks a bit bored.
Yeah,
He's a big guy. Maybe he's finding it quite hard to lug around his massive physique.
yeah. I'm definitely penalising guys with no beards and short black hair at this point, aren't I?
Yeah, rightfully so. Like,
Yeah, come
you
on.
should grow a beard, otherwise you look like a forever boy.
Or your mum.
Yeah.
I will clarify that none of these are as bad as that Series 1 Andre. Nowhere near, in fact. These are all decent.
Despite the lack of knee pads, I do really like this Don Morocco. I think it'd be a bit higher up on my list.
Oh, okay. See,
But
that's why we
not
do
my
need to
list.
show people our lists, mate.
I'm not going to make one.
Oh, I'm gonna force it out of you. And up next, right, is a weird guy because seemingly he was in WWF forever.
Apparently, no one's ever seen him other than WrestleMania 1.
Yeah, so we're talking about SD Jones, who here has a variant figure, the first figure to get a variant in the same line, an official variant, so not like a weird one comes with knee pads or one comes with slightly thicker font, and a genuine one's in a red shirt and the other one's in a yellow Hawaiian shirt.
There's a few variants in this series. It's like they decided that was a good way to go with their sort of lesser characters.
Are they actual variants in this series or are they running changes? Because this one's a genuine we're making two. And why are they making two? Is this just is this a numbers game? A
Well,
numbers thing?
it's only the paint that's different, though, isn't it? So it's no different to some of the others.
No, true, but
Maybe they started doing it with the good shirt, and they're like, "This is costing us a fortune. Can't we
just
take
paint
any
it
more
red.
colors off Ricky Steamboat?" Well, we got this red we don't need to use. Okay, we'll use that. That's what it is. That's why Ricky Steamboat's red went to SD Jones because his yellow and green cost too much.
Okay, so because you
And
are a painter
if
and
you're not looking
decorator,
at pictures of these are just some wacky words that I'm saying, isn't it?
so we're learning, aren't we? Because I didn't know that yellow and green paint was more expensive than red paint,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
especially in the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, it's not now, but it used to
No.
be. No
So,
one's going to fact check prices of paint in the 80s. You probably can't do it.
so SD Jones, two figures. It's a great figure. I like it. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's good,
Uh,
SD Jones, but if the only thing you've seen on him is being beaten in 9 seconds by King Kong Bundy at WrestleMania, I don't know if you're going to choose him when you're in the
as,
shop.
as I say, his career in WWF seemed to have lasted like a couple of decades, and he had his last match in 1990 at Madison Square Garden against Iron Mike Sharp, I believe, was the opponent.
Yeah, maybe he was just generally on stuff quite a lot, but just not on the pay-per-views, which we grew up watching.
So to have a big match at WrestleMania, and it was a big match, right? Even though it was a quick one, and to be in the company for so long, and to have his last match at Madison Square Garden, it seems like he was on good terms with the company. It's crazy that I don't believe there's been another action figure of his. I reckon that there were two SD Jones here because one was going to be Lord Alfred Hayes, and someone went back and watched the wrestling classic and went, "Oh no, we best not do this.
We need to
Do
pull
another
this.
SD Jones." Have we got any of that cheap red paint lying around?
Well, we got this one for Ricky Steamboat. Oh, there we go, sorted. I'm glad we
Yeah,
sorted out why that happened.
yeah. So no, presumably it's a numbers game, right? They must have been like, "Oh, we're probably not going to sell as many of these as the others, so let's give them a
It could be.
variant,
It's got a
right?"
really good pose as well. I think I'd really enjoy playing with that pose.
This is a
You can block a
strong
punch,
figure.
you can do a punch, you can do a slam, and it looks like it do a bit of a jig.
Yeah, this is a strong figure. Um, just don't know enough about him, do you? Like to properly enjoy him.
No, if you had a sort of a seedy past, we could probably enjoy him a lot more.
Yeah, something to really sink your teeth into. Like it is
Maybe,
something worthy of a Netflix documentary or something.
yeah, he's probably just a nice guy.
Yeah, what boring. Go,
Boring. Finish last like Tito Santana.
go and hang out with Steamboat. Um, and then up next is I'll do them in pairs, right? Because it's the tag team of the British Bulldogs, and they were released as a 2-pack with the titles, and here they are in their sort of maroon tights.
Yeah, I'm not really keen on the colour of the tights.
These are solid figures, though. Davies got a bit more
Chunk.
chunk to him as he did in real life,
Yeah.
and Dynamite looks a bit smaller and a bit more ripped. And yeah, these are solid. And that's the order I put them in. I think Dynamite's slightly better, but this is great, great 2-pack.
But if you had the choice, you would get the tag team pack, which comes with belts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
but yeah, they are singles as well. So
And that's the conclusion we came to, right? Anyone who's in those tag team packs, they must have just been released at the same time as the singles, when as and when.
they did like a money saver pack as well. Have you seen those? I've seen one of Vince and Bruno Sammartino,
Oh, okay. I thought I saw
SD
one with.
Jones and Kamala. They must have just done random ones because the box is really crap, and I think that's probably why they can save money on it
Okay,
of producing them.
and no posters with them, maybe.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't even check to see that. I guess it's basically like Lucy's now, isn't it? Like maybe packaging would get damaged or something. They just chuck it in this sort of box and just sort of sell it cheaper. Or they weren't selling, so you repackage them together and you just rip them out of the box and put them in a cheaper box.
That's probably it, right?
Yeah, it could be.
But yeah, no, with the inclusion of the Bulldogs, I will say, other than SD Jones, these are all big stars. These are all worthy additions to the line.
Yeah, certainly the Bulldogs as well. Like tag team champions around this sort of time, aren't they? WrestleMania 2.
Yeah. These are all decorated stars.
That's what is that? That's when they win the titles, isn't it?
Yeah, they beat
The
the
main
Dream
event
Team.
of the second part of WrestleMania 2.
The Dream Team, our favourite Brutus and Greg. Did the Bulldogs get a repaint at any point, or am I?
No, I think it was just these. I think you're thinking of the Epix retro toys that have the light blue.
Yeah, maybe I've just seen customs. Yeah, it's a shame. Shame we only ever had these in this sort of maroon burgundy type. Because yeah, light blue would be nice. White would be real good.
Yeah, it would, yeah.
These are probably losing points for the colour of their tights.
They've got knee pads.
Yeah, very accurate knee pads. That's good. Points for the knee pads.
Okay.
You might disagree with the next one though, and that's Corporal Kirshner.
Well, I don't overly care for Corporal Kirshner, not as a human or as a person. I just don't really know much about him. I don't really like army stuff, or at least I don't now. I didn't when I was a kid either. I reckon he was just brought into WWF to replace Sergeant Slaughter.
I like Corporal Kirshner at that Wrestling Classic event.
Against Adrian Adonis.
Yeah, it's a very quick match, but it's a nice match. I really enjoyed it. It's sort of clumsy in the struggle sense, and the sort of struggle you like to see because it makes it appear a bit more real, maybe.
Yeah, so it's not crisp and choreographed.
Yeah,
A lot of modern wrestling is just very choreographed and so crisp because they're great athletes. I think it hinders them a bit.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. None of them are ever knackered. They're all top tier athletes, and it's rubbish. I want some drug addicts and alcoholics sweating through a match and making it look like a real battle.
Sweating out the drink from the night before because they're about to go out on the lash again.
Yeah.
Just get this 3-minute match done. Let's just go out to the outside of the ring, get double counted out, and go home and buy home to the clubs.
Perhaps it is just slotting into that Sergeant Slaughter spot, right? But he was over.
I think whoever you put in that situation gets over, though. I think it's just designed that way, pro-Americana.
Yeah. Did you say, so the one we're looking at here is the beardless one, but apparently you've seen bearded versions.
Yeah, have you not?
I may have done, but
it's completely different.
It's not completely different. It's just got a beard, right?
Yeah,
it's got a painted on beard.
The face looks a lot different from it, but
it's just painted on. It's not molded, is it? It's not a separate mold, or do we not know? We can't.
I'll tell. I mean, it looks a lot different now. I'm looking at two pictures side by side.
Also, in my head, the unbearded one, or shaved, I suppose is the expression.
Unbearded.
The unbearded
one with the boy face.
Yeah, the unbearded one's the proper one, right? In my head.
I think he grew a beard.
No, but in terms of this LJN Series 3.
Oh, which one's the correct one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks more like him as well, to be fair. But I prefer the beard.
No, of course. So if he had a beard, he would not be in this position on your.
Well, I would keep both, and I would just stick the bearded one up a bit higher, just for fun.
Wow. Okay, I'll make note of that. I'm not doing that. I'm not acknowledging.
You're not acknowledging bearded Corporal Kirshner. That's fair. I mean, that's up to you.
But I'm happy for you two, and there can be a discrepancy in our rankings.
Why has this guy got more in his?
The rest of this series, there's 4 left of this series, wrestling wise. They're all really strong. If this 4 was an upcoming Mattel retro set, you'd buy it, no questions asked, and it would probably be the best Mattel retro set.
I don't know, because they Mattel Creations don't ship to me, so
I do not think anyone from Mattel will ever hear this. But they should definitely look into their shipping to Jersey on one of their sites, right? Because it is a place in the world.
it is. I used to be able to get it from there. They changed it.
Nathan Fraser's from there, and he's in WWE. Do you reckon that's why it took so long for him to get a toy? Because WWE wanted to send the contract to his home, but just didn't believe Jersey was a real place.
We can't ship to this address.
Yeah. No, sorry.
I suppose the only way they're doing that is if they're sending it to his mum to sign.
Yeah, because he's not old enough, right? He's still how old? I don't know, 18 or something.
Older now. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks about 42 now, doesn't he? Tough paper round.
Yeah.
Up next is Terry Funk in his cowboy gear.
Terry Funky Musics.
Is it green chaps he's wearing?
Yeah.
He's got a Brandon iron, a hat. This is a great figure. Mattel have sort of recreated this a couple of times, including their Coliseum collection, which is also based on these toys. So
They have removable chaps in those.
yeah, they do
Yeah.
have removable
That's a bit
chaps.
better,
So
isn't it?
the Terry Funk comes with Hulk Hogan in white, because all those Coliseum collections
Yeah.
come in pairs. So yeah, this is a great figure. I love, again, another one that you sort of fleetingly see bits of Terry Funk around this time, and it's always enjoyable. I think he was probably too big a star for Vince to really control and get behind, right? I think Terry probably had ideas.
Yeah, it could be. They'd be getting on a bit as well. How old would he here? How old was he in like 98? Was he 40 or 50 then? He must have been 50, right? So he's probably about 40 or something here ish. So maybe just sort of wasn't going to give him a big push or anything, but had him on the card. But he was there for a couple of years. And Dory Funk was with him, although they called him, was it Hoss
Hoss.
Funk? Yeah, Hoss.
He must have been 70 at this point, that guy.
He's fucking ancient, isn't he?
Right?
I think he wrestled not too long ago and he's in his 80s.
I think he wrestled in a death match not too long ago.
Yeah.
So he must be, if he was 70 then, he must be like 110 now.
Yeah, and still wrestling.
Yeah, no, incredible.
Yeah, it's great to go back and watch Terry Funk in those old events. Like, you don't really remember him being there, but he's still Terry Funk, but he still acts like Terry Funk.
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything you see of him is gold.
Did he have a match on Saturday night's main event against Hogan as well?
I think Hogan got through everyone, right? In terms
Yeah.
of like heels. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Saturday night's main event for the championship. Brilliant figure.
I really like Terry Funk's career of just bouncing around everywhere.
I wish we saw more of this time. Because it's
Yeah,
just
'cause
not
we
something.
saw a lot of old man Terry Funk.
Yeah, we got to know him sort of much after this. ECW, back to WWF and Chainsaw Charlie, and also
Yeah.
as Terry Funk,
And back in WCW, doing the
Yeah.
hard matches there with Norman Smiley.
and then popping up in WWE for like, oh no, it was One Night Stand, wasn't it? The second one. Tag
Yeah, he
match.
main evented that, yeah.
Yeah, incredible career. I just wish, I wish I could have seen more of this period. Solid figure, great wrestler, great addition. Tez is fourth on my list. Up next is Macho Man Randy Savage, which is potentially controversial because this would probably be most people's favorite from this set.
Yeah, it's one of the most known LJNs, isn't it?
It's one of the most recreated as well. So
Yeah.
some companies have even made him in this same mold, pretty much.
Recently as well. This one's got a variant to it as well. There's a purple trunks and knee pads.
Oh,
Have you
I
seen-
didn't know that.
I wonder if that goes with the Liz then. Is Liz in this series?
Questionable.
No, she's in the next one.
Yeah, that's what we've got it down as. But I think I might have seen some evidence of her being in this.
Well, I
Yeah.
think the whole series thing though of LJNs, it's really hard to track. 'Cause I don't think they came out in like proper series. I think they sort of came out and like there's a wave. You get a new wave of figures, new wave of figures.
Yeah.
Anyway, there is a Liz, sorry, I'm looking now, with a purple top and a gold dress and one with a pink top and pink dress.
Okay.
Maybe they go with each Macho Man, and that makes me want both of them.
I had no idea there was a variant. Is it just the one, or is there a few different?
Just that of Macho Man is one in pink and one in purple. Liz has pink and purple variant as well as Macho Man. So
I find us saying it every episode, but it's all, again, it's crazy that we're not seeing repeats. Macho Man is someone who could have had a few.
Yeah.
Again, no Hogan, right? Yeah, it's just a different time, and not how we know toy companies to act now.
yeah, it's much more regimented now, isn't it? You know, this series, this series, this
Yeah.
series. And then once one's gone, you can't really get it again. Well, not easily. It won't be distributed again. Whereas these were just probably constantly churning out.
Yeah, these being released in 2025, and there would have been a Hogan in every set.
Yeah.
Savage is great. He's a long time coming. I feel he wouldn't have been out of place in Series 1.
We've been saying since the start, haven't we, that he could have been in any series.
So he's here, and they didn't disappoint. It is arguably the most iconic LJN of all of them, I would say.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's probably one I'd really want as a kid as well. I think I like the
Yeah,
Macho Man.
no, it's solid. It's solid. A different day, and I could have put this first, but I didn't put this first. The two I've put first and second aren't even active wrestlers at this point in time. They're almost the first example of legends figures,
Yeah,
right? So, um, second, I've got Jesse Ventura in his wrestling gear, and obviously at this point he's very much transitioned to a commentator role.
yeah. So he's very active still on TV, and he did wrestle, but
Yeah,
he wasn't wrestling at this time. But he's always on TV, so it's not like he's a legend. No one's seen him for 5 years.
no, 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 of course. And then see, and I love this Jesse toy, and me putting him second here is probably just an example of us not getting enough Jesse Ventura. So I saw this and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" But I don't like his fist and
Suppose it's
wrist.
just showing his bicep, isn't he?
Yeah, but imagine playing with that. Imagine trying to do like
Yeah.
really weird punches with
It'd
that.
be like Santino Morella's Cobra.
Yes, yeah,
He's
right.
in that stance.
Um,
Wacky clothesline.
I'm sticking with this, but I'm starting to regret it.
It's a good looking toy.
Yeah,
It'd be hard to wrestle with,
yeah.
but if you had it in your LJN little universe, you could use him to do commentary and stand them outside the ring.
Sadly, I don't think he will be wearing championship gold.
Or
in
you're
my-
about to say you don't think he's wearing knee pads.
No,
I was going to say, is that really a problem?
I'm putting myself in the mind of little Richie here,
Yeah,
and I can't see him ever holding gold, unfortunately,
that's fine.
unless
Okay.
unless he recreates his tag team with his mate Adrian Adonis, and they're both wearing pink. So Adrian's not coming for a series or two, but
That's the next
I
series. We'll chat about him next week.
yeah, so I could see sort of putting them together and them having possibly a tag run, but that's it. Gold wise tag team championship. So that's
Maybe.
yeah.
If,
Yeah,
if they manage to find themselves a good manager.
yeah. But as I say, I think I'm being biased to just the sheer lack of Jesse Ventura toys over the years. And then yeah, that's why he's got the number 2 spot here. And number 1 spot seems like a bonkers addition to me in terms of when he last wrestled. He's 10 years removed from being champion at this point.
When did he stop wrestling actively then? Like full time or full time ish?
Well,
Do we know that?
well, we are talking about Bruno Sammartino. I didn't say his name, so I will just clear that up. I don't know. I don't because at WrestleMania 1 he was just in the corner with his son who
He was, but then he was wrestling at WrestleMania 2. He was in the Battle Royal.
he was.
He was old. He was not doing all the time. I think, did he tag up with David Sammartino sometimes as well?
Has to have done, right?
Yeah. But I saw a Piper's Pit that he did with him, and it was fantastic. So Piper just starts beating, he's interviewing him, and then Piper sort of attacks him. It's all in the ring. Then he starts fighting. He fights back. He rips off his shirt and everything. The crowd are going absolutely banana. He's good. He's super over. He got the biggest pop in WrestleMania 2 in the Battle Royal, other than Fridge. And he got a massive pop in WrestleMania 1 as well when he started beating up Beefcake and Luscious Johnny V.
I would say he's so far removed from being an active competitor at this point that before doing this, if you were to ask me, do I think Bruno Sammartino's in the LJN line? I'd say no, he was done by then.
Yeah.
I don't view it as a line that would include like guys from yesteryear, right?
I reckon they knew there was still money to be had with Bruno Sammartino, so they made him.
Again, I just wish we did have a Backlund.
Maybe they didn't think there was money to be made with him.
No, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe he had been a dud compared to Bruno.
Oh, I think it definitely was. Yeah, I think Bruno was like proper superstar, and Backlund wasn't that.
Imagine having a dud, right? And there was metrics to say he wasn't as good as your previous champions, and then keeping him champion for 6 years. 6 years is quite a long time.
It is quite a long time. You have to really believe in your idea and be so stubborn that you refuse to change.
After 3 years, do you think you'd be like, oh, this might not be working?
It's the long game. You got to keep it going. Bruno was
Yeah.
champion for 10 years. Let's get to 7 and see what he's doing.
That's it. So yeah, I couldn't not put Bruno. Amazing figure. Great to see him here. I say, amazing figure. I sound like the biggest of hypocrites with all my complaints about Tito Santana and Ricky Steamboat.
Looking boring.
Yeah, and then we've got
Captain Boring.
we've got the most boringly dressed figure of the entire series in my number one spot. But it's Bruno.
Doesn't even have knee pads. He's got
It's
less
Bruno.
accessories.
No, but at least he accurately doesn't have knee pads.
That is very true.
So points for that. Yeah, Bruno, Jesse, and then the people's favourite, Savage. 1, 2, 3. But yeah, what a line. They're good at improving their lines each. They're good at improving their series each time.
They are smashing out good people, I think. Generally.
Yeah.
Because even when you got an SD Jones, when you're a kid buying them, you do want a mix of everything. You do want some people that are a bit crap.
I tell you what, like we say, we keep on coming back to the point of, oh, it's crazy they didn't re-release so and so. But maybe the logic was simply, let's give them someone new because they'll buy it. We've already got Hogan. Maybe the mindset was just completely different. They're like, we give them someone new and they'll add that to their Fed.
Yeah. Maybe they hadn't thought about re-releasing.
Yeah, maybe
I
they were
wonder
just
how many
like,
toy lines did like just keep churning out the same thing. Because I think Master Universe didn't always have He-Man, and that was a complaint. Because when people started collecting later on, there wasn't He-Mans on the shelf, but there was loads of other mid-carders.
it's not such a crazy idea to believe that that was the case. The toy makers, LJN, thought they've got Hogan, they won't buy another one.
Yeah.
And I say that because G.I. Joe, Hasbro didn't believe people would buy villains. So at the start, it was just all good guys.
Yeah, and they thought they would just play with their other toys.
Yeah, they didn't think to make antagonists, which
Yeah.
is crazy looking back now, right? But these were the mindsets of yesteryear. So yeah, maybe that's it. And it's, if there was multiples of Hogans, we'd probably be moaning. We're like, oh, not Hogan again. We've had him. Do you know what I mean?
Every toy line we do that. Ah, Hogan again.
Yeah, so which, we're trying to put today's mindset on these, and it probably just doesn't work at all. So yeah, great. And I suppose that's adding to our enjoyment, seeing each series. It'll be like, oh, this is a load of new guys, and this is great. Adding all of these to your set. Good work, LJN. From not knowing much about this line, I am definitely loving it. And to finish off, we're not even finished.
To finish off, we're not finished.
To finish off, we've got 5 more figures to rank. These are managers.
I reckon there should be Liz in here as well.
Oh, controversial.
We chuck a Liz in.
Are we chucking a Liz? All right, I'll chuck a Liz in. It makes sense, right? Because Randy's here.
Yeah. It seems like, yeah, they were putting managers with the people that are in the series.
You're cool. I'm happy to add her. And if we're adding her, she is my least favourite of the managers.
What about if you got her with matching gear with Randy Savage?
Doesn't do anything for me, mate. Even
Yeah,
though
you can't hate girls' toys.
you can rip her skirt off and it still doesn't do anything for me.
It's not Mandy Rose, is it?
No.
If Liz, when she was alive, okay, and maybe a bit younger, had a OnlyFans, would you subscribe?
I don't know if I'd subscribe to anyone's, but I'd definitely be seeking out.
It's seeking out. You try and find some secret pictures somewhere.
Yeah, someone would have leaked some online.
That'll do you.
Yeah, no, of course.
That'll do for the bank.
Anyone, Luna. Give me some Luna. OF. All of them, mate.
They were
Legends.
all young ladies once.
Yeah.
Oh, legends, sorry.
Yeah, no, Liz would be my
We're talking about OnlyFans or figures now?
Who knows, mate? Who knows? We're getting our episodes mixed up. We'll call the OnlyFans one later. Yeah, Liz is my least favourite of the 6 here.
I quite like that, Liz. Would I put her last? I probably would be, actually. She's only coming out of the Macho Man, isn't she? Despite the matching gears that I just said.
Yeah, as someone who keeps on moaning that Wendy Richter deserved a figure, and we did theorise that she'd probably be the least popular.
I really want a Liz. Well, I'm not going to buy it.
No.
I
Nice.
just want them to make it for equality.
The first and only female included in the LJN line, so that's saying something, right? Because
I feel like if you had a Macho Man, you feel like you need a Liz with it.
I think you preferred Macho Man to me because you really liked his WrestleMania 3 match with Ricky Steamboat, didn't you?
Well, I don't think it's a bad match, but I think it's overrated when people say that it's one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time. I think it's all right. I think you don't have to say that. You don't have to believe it.
No, because you preferred Hillbilly Jim and the Midgets versus King Kong Bundy and the Midgets.
Fucking did. I really, really did. And I stand by that as well because I watched it the other day and I thought, this is still fantastic. It's just as
It
brutal as I
holds up.
remember. Because there's a point where like King of Monday squashes the midget and Hillbilly picks him up like he's dead. And
Yeah.
the midget's still like just sort
Yeah.
of dead in Hillbilly Jim's arms. Oh, I fucking love it.
No one would have guessed that of all the matches 38 years later to hold up, it would be a match featuring King Kong Bundy and Hillbilly Jim. Hillbilly Jim's only good match, presumably.
And four midgets. Got Little
Yeah.
Beaver,
I
Little
wish
Tokyo, some
is
others.
that them, yeah?
Haiti Kid, is he one of them? And there was
That's good.
another one. Oh, I've almost remembered all the midgets. Yeah, I can't feel the last one.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you, mate.
I felt bad not remembering any of their names.
Oh well, I think I might have mentioned it before, but I've quite liked the midgets in a blinds bag.
Yeah, no, you would, wouldn't you?
Only because I think it's more worthy. It's cheaper. It's just in a bag. There's not much packaging. You don't know who you're going to get.
Blind bags didn't exist at this time, right? The whole
I know. I'd be inventing it. I'd be inventing it for them.
good money maker. I hate the way. Have you noticed? You know the Lego minifigures.
Yeah,
They obviously come in blind bags, and used to be able to. I was really good at feeling them to getting
yeah.
what I want, so I never got any swaps. They've replaced them with tiny cardboard boxes now.
Oh, son of a bitch! That's why they've done it. Can you open the cardboard a bit though, and then put it
I
together?
gave up a lot. They're really pricey. So when I started buying it, I was buying them about 10 years ago, I suppose. They must have been like £1.50 or 1.99, and now they're like nearly £4 each or something.
Yeah,
And you almost certainly get swaps. It's just like,
yeah.
no,
Especially you can't even nearly feel it. Even when you feel it, you were pretty good at it, but I could never feel what I
I
was
was
getting.
really good at it. It was one of my only skills.
Where I'm being in the shop with you and you're feeding Simpsons for me, and you're like, "Oh, that's a Maggie, that's a bar."
Yes.
I'm done with Lego. It just collects dust. It's just impossible
Ah,
to keep it clean.
well, we'll do a Lego
I would
season.
go so far as to say I fucking hate it.
Wow. Wow.
Ugh,
That's a
fucking hate Lego.
bombshell.
Yeah,
I don't know if we can carry on with this episode.
you have to take a break.
Right. Well, let's not take a break because I think I'm wasting everyone's time. You're trying to get through this. You're trying to soldier on.
I'm having a nice time. I'd just be thinking about WCW NWA Revenge and how I can't look at my scores if I wasn't
I
doing this.
I can't wait for the rematch, mate. The long-awaited rematch.
One day.
Can't believe you thought it was 4 years ago.
I reckon it was.
It was at least 14 years ago. Right. Up next, I've got in fifth place of these managers Jimmy Hart.
Yes, and I thought just before that he managed Terry Funk.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're trying to work out who you could put these with and keep it accurate to real life. Obviously, you can put these with anyone, which is a beautiful thing. The newly turned heel Ricky Steamboat deserves an evil manager, right?
He does. Who do you reckon he would have? I reckon he'd have someone like Bobby the
Heenan.
Brain, though.
Yeah.
He's a
Heenan.
bit too good for Jimmy Hart, isn't he? Like
Yeah.
Bobby the
No.
Brain had the better ones. Jimmy Hart slightly less.
See, if I'm telling myself that Ricky Steamboat's a heel managed by Bobby Heenan, there's no way he's second from last. He's at least fourth or something.
He's not though, so he's right down.
No, yeah, yes, all fictional, mate. Jimmy's
And
great.
there was a variant Jimmy as well. There was one of Hearts on the megaphone.
Oh, lovely. Oh, well, I wasn't finished with Jimmy. I was going to say it's a great toy. He comes with his megaphone, looks great. All these managers, really nice details on them. Jimmy's, I don't know, it's like they almost might have thought they were a tougher sell, so they put more effort into them.
Could be. I think they're just really good at making them, to be honest. And the sculpts are amazing, even with the wrestlers. But they're wearing less clothes, so it's you
That's
don't
it.
see as
Yeah,
much
no,
detail. Whereas these, all the creases and everything.
it's probably that simple, isn't it?
Yeah,
There's just more to them, so they just look better.
yeah. Jimmy's great. Looks like Jimmy Hart.
Yeah, young Jimmy Hart. He's always looked the same, actually.
Your days looks exactly the same now. He still looks like young Jimmy Hart.
Yeah.
I think he's about 85 or something.
Again, subconsciously, I'm probably penalizing these because of how many times I've seen figures of them over the years. So they're less impressive to me, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
At the same time, I think, I'm being as honest as I can with how cool they look. But yeah, I think some of that is going on in my head.
yeah. I think they can still look good though, but still be weaker than the others.
Yes.
Like Jimmy Hart is good, but there isn't as much detail like in his face and things as there are the others. Could be because he's wearing sunglasses.
Bobby Heenan is up next in his lovely, what is that? A sort of sports coat? Is that sports coat, Bobby?
Yeah, it's blue sports coat.
With the nice cursive BH. This is so nice being able to add managers to your figures, right?
Yeah, it opens up a new world
Yeah, it's
of
brilliant.
play. So you got your managers at ringside who can cost matches and things.
No, yeah, absolutely. 'Cause Bundy and Studs, as good as those toys
It's
were,
almost
right?
like with video games now, you're buying an add-on. This is the
Yeah,
managers are just like an add-on, aren't they, for your
this
wrestler?
is the DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Bundy and Stud would be like struggling to like take the championship off of Hogan, and all of a sudden you've got Heenan in their corner.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Do some Bobby the Brain Heenan promos.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a great addition. I love it. I love, and obviously, we're saying who they're with. You put anyone. That's the beauty of it. Put them with newly turned heel Ricky Steamboat, which I love.
Which I love now. He's a heel.
I like the way I'll just flip flop and create a persona for them that didn't exist. But the idea of someone suddenly not wearing knee pads is unimaginable to me. I can't create a storyline in my head where Don Morocco just fucking hates knee pads now because he delivers an amazing knee drop that knocks out his opponents. It's like, nah, I'm not doing that.
Too far fetched.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not doing those mental gymnastics. Yeah,
There's a Bobby the Heenan variant as well.
oh, of course there is.
Yeah.
What,
He's pretty much exactly the same, but he's got some like silver bits on his shoulders with scrolls on shoulder.
okay. Oh, and I will say that we haven't just separated these. These are on different cards that actually say managers or
Yes.
manager. So yeah, they're even highlighted as such, so there's no confusion. But yeah, they're solid additions. And six of them in one, six managers in one series seems bonkers.
I think there's another one as well. I think Mean Gene's in this lot.
Well, we're saving him for next time.
Okay.
We'll save him for this is a big long episode. You promised a long episode, and this is the episode they deserve. We might disagree here because I've got up next Mr. Fuji,
Oh, okay.
which is a good figure, a really good figure. He pairs really well with your Don Morocco, doesn't he?
Yes, you could play Fuji Vice, which I would really like. Did you ever see Fuji Vice?
I'm aware of what it is. I can't say I remember an episode or a skit. Maybe is more accurate.
Yeah, I don't know how many there were, but I was watching one the other day because I was like, right, I remember seeing it years ago and didn't remember much about it. And I was like, right, I'll watch it again. So I've at least got some sort of knowledge of it looking at these LJNs. So it was on like Tuesday Night Titans, which is like the WWF talk show sort of thing that was hosted by Vince McMahon. And Don Morocco and Mr. Fuji were there and they were sort of sat on the couch and they're pretending like they're these hot shots. Well, just doing their gimmick, wrestling gimmick. And sort of saying, yeah, we had like the script writers come in, they wrote us a script, we had the producers come in, did this. So then they show the episode. It's just the biggest load of bollocks ever. But then watching it, like Don Morocco and Mr. Fuji in it are shit. So it's like their acting's terrible, but also their characters that they're playing aren't very good at what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be like detectives, but they get caught and tied up and stuff like that.
Oh,
they're just on so many levels of brilliance.
Okay.
Like, and then it goes there, so it shows this terrible episode of Fuji Vice. So they sort of like stopping like a drug bust. They did a drug bust or something. Stop some smugglers on a boat, and then it goes back to the Tuesday Night Titans, and Vince McMahon's like, "Well, that was absolutely terrible." And it's like, brilliant. It's supposed to be bad. They're supposed to think it's really good. They're terrible at acting, and they're also terrible in it. So
Yes.
this is fucking brilliant. Like so many levels of good.
And he was actually managing Don Morocco at this point in time, right?
Yeah.
And he was wearing his sort of bowler hat and
His odd job look, and that's how he dresses in Fuji Vice as well. He still wears all that.
oh, brilliant!
Yeah.
What a good pairing.
So
I
you
wonder
could play Fuji Vice with your toys.
Okay, and that's what you would be doing.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, no, I couldn't. I was more toy-wise. I was more excited for classy Freddie Blassie.
That's fair. It's a good figure.
It's an excellent figure.
Yeah. Let's knock your pants with the geeks.
You can obviously pair him with the Iron Sheik, who he cornered whilst he was world champion, and then he also managed the Sheik and Volkov as a tag team.
Yeah. Did he manage anyone else? Was that it? I can't remember him managing anyone else.
He must have.
I mean, at this point, it might have just been them. He was pretty old, so maybe they didn't drag him out too often.
I feel like he may have managed George Steele at one point.
Way before.
Yeah, I think I've read that. I don't know if I've seen that. But he's another weird one who sort of was such an important part of WWF seemingly. Even now, I think he's in the signature now at the start of the show still.
Yeah. Does he
'Cause
talk, or is it just a picture of him like sat down as an old man in black and white?
no, well, obviously there was those good bits from the mid-90s. Was like,
We were men of courage.
yeah, really good stuff. But he was that voice, right? And then yeah, he features in the signature at the start of the video games. Although it's just the signature for WWE. It's weird because you get it and you're like, okay, is he in the game? No, he's not. But it's just he's still there. He's still
No, he's
prevalent.
just got a clean reputation.
Yeah, no, he's definitely done zero murders.
Yeah, he's probably just a really nice man. Probably like
Yeah,
10 grandkids.
or
Just loves.
really good at murders. No one knows. Top work, Freddie Blassie. Fantastic figure. He's got a cane. He's shaking it in the air. He would be on the apron, distracting the ref, shaking his cane around. This is excellent. Is that cane removable? No.
Well, that's interesting. I assumed it would be, but
It looks like it's.
stuck in his hand. That would be quite good. I'd rather they didn't. Fuji's looks like it might be stuck in his hand as well.
Well, you want a removable one so you could throw it over to the wrestlers and they could nail Hogan with it and take the championship.
Yeah, I don't know what I want now.
I want this figure.
Yeah,
Really nice figure of a man who was incredible at murders.
yes, he could get away with murder. That's where the saying came from.
That's it. We're finishing on a high. I think these manager figures are excellent. I'd be happy to just own these manager figures.
You would hope as well that if you bought second-hand ones, they wouldn't be as sort of beaten up as well, because they're just the managers, right?
There's logic there, right? No one's
Because the cane's really worn.
yeah, no one's been banging them around. In first place, I've put Captain Lou Albano. Stunning figure. He's got a really nice piece of artwork of himself on his t-shirt.
Yes.
Famously wore that t-shirt, obviously.
Yeah, I like the way they've added that in, so they probably didn't have to.
And it's incredible detail. No
Yeah.
wonder Steamboat's got zero colour on him. The whole budget went on this t-shirt.
And rightly so.
Yeah,
You've got way more character than Steamboat. Go on, Steamboat, grow a personality.
fucking knock those knee pads off of Morocco while you're at it. This is going to cost a bomb, this t-shirt.
We're going to really try and take some money off this. Can you take the beard off Corporal Kirshner? What can we do?
Yeah, that's it, right? This is an incredible figure.
Oh, there's two. There's a variant. Sorry.
No, a genuine one.
Yes, it's, well, what do you mean by a genuine variant? It's not a different figure. It's the same figure. It's just got a different thing on it. So the t-shirt that the t-shirt is wearing, so his picture on the t-shirt, one of them has like a white collar with a white cummerbund, and the other one is red.
Oh. I thought you were going to say like the t-shirt that the figure's wearing is wearing the t-shirt.
Yes, I got you. That would be fucking great.
So it's just an
It's like
endless illusion of a t-shirt wearing a figure of the t-shirt wearing the figure. Yeah, no, fantastic. Yeah, this is an excellent toy. Short, fat, stinking of booze. This is gold. What a set. What a series.
And what characters the managers were as well. I think that's why the toys are so good, because they were such good personalities.
Yes, yeah. That's why this is so enjoyable, right? We're gonna get to the point where we're doing like 2010 Mattel WWE figures, and it's gonna be a fucking effort.
You're looking at another Miz.
Ah, Ted DiBiase Jr. All right, fucking hell, short hair, pants, Cody Rhodes.
He did some crime though, didn't he?
I'll look forward to that then. Embezzlement, I think.
Yeah, I think it was embezzlement. Yeah.
Exciting. With his dad, I believe.
I think so, but you never really hear of that. He's still sort of around, isn't he?
Yeah, he's good at it.
He is to embezzlement what Freddie Blassie is to murder.
That's the entire series. 18 figures in total because we added Liz, right?
Yeah, it's a lot.
So, in honor of our friend John Stossel from episode 1, I'll ask you the standard question. So, you're in Woolworths, right? Your older brother Darren
Yeah.
has
Is he there with me?
he's taken all his clothes off
Sakes.
and he's fashioned a pair of underpants out of Play-Doh. And he's running around. No one can get hold of him, and your mum is red with embarrassment.
Yeah, it sounds about
She's
right.
like, bloody hell, Martin. Not only are we going to have to help Darren locate all his clothes now, we're going to have to pay for this tiny pot of Play-Doh.
Oh, good. So he actually stole the Play-Doh as well. Like, that
Yeah,
wasn't
it was
his
from
home Play-Doh.
Woolworths. Hasn't
Oh,
paid
God,
for it.
Darren.
He's a nightmare. Well, I don't know why your mum keeps on going to Woolworths with both of you.
Yeah, we're a nightmare together.
Right. Well, you're just a spoiled brat. So she says to you, bloody hell, Martin, come on, you can have this time. You can actually have one wrestler and one manager. Pick one, and we're going. We're never
Right.
coming back.
I don't feel under so much pressure because Darren is wearing Play-Doh. He's not exposing himself.
No. He's 8. It's fine.
We don't throw it too much, okay? So I feel like I've got a bit of time here. Also, I mean, my dad told me recently that when I was a kid, my mum took on a second job just so she could buy me toys. So you've got the spoiled bit right as well. So knowing that she's got that extra bit of money, what I'm going to do is I'm going to beg and I'm going to proper kick off and cry a little bit because I want Mr. Fuji and Don Morocco, and I'm not fucking leaving without them.
No. She's okay with you getting one manager and one wrestler. So that's good.
Does she know the manager's a full price?
I don't know. I have to ask her.
Well, afterwards we get to the till, then we'll pretend it's the Play-Doh.
That's an expensive day for your mum. And
So that's it. I'm going home. I'm playing Fuji Vice, mate.
yeah,
Darren's going to pay for his Play-Doh.
Aaron's got some Play-Doh shaped underwear to iron. Don't know. Someone's going to have a word with him at some point. He keeps on doing this.
Biggest Woolworths does it to him, to be fair. It's really out of character.
Brings out the worst in me. Good. Oh, that's good. You would take Don Morocco. Yeah, no, I could see that. Fuji Vice all the way for Marty. I think I really want. If I'm having the same option, I'm definitely turning Steamboat heel.
You get the Bobby Heenan as well.
I'm getting. Yeah, I'm hoping
do it,
Steamboat's been reduced possibly because no one was buying it. No one had the vision I had. But a championship is in his future.
And you could probably walk off just with a Bobby Heenan because there's some 8-year-old kid kicking up a scene with some Play-Doh on around his winky.
I'm not actually. No, I'm not. Definitely Steamboat, but I think I'd put Blassie with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I want that cane waving maniac.
Good.
Yeah, so for me, Steamboat and Blassie, and for
I'm
you...
looking forward to coming to your house to play so you can show me how you do it.
Oh, yeah, I'll be doing it well.
This is what I'm doing with Freddie Blassie and Ricky Steamboat. Watch this. Sit down there and watch me do this.
No more high flying. It will just be Steamboat doing the claw hold to people.
Yeah. Oh, nice. He is lined up perfectly for that.
He's going to be a proper threat.
Good.
Yeah, I wish I had these toys now.
I can't wait for you to get them.
Yeah, I can't wait to go to Woolworths next time I visit Jersey.
Right, I think we should probably leave.
Oh, yeah. Should we call it a day?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So if you're still listening, if you listened to the first 2 episodes and you sat through all this one, thank you very much.
Yeah, and as always, thanks to the Callum Graham for his awesome intro and various other bits of music that he keeps on delivering to us. So go follow him on Instagram and check out his new album, Existential Dread.
And you can follow Rich at Action Figure Seller on the socials. And I am on Facebook, the Retro... No, what was it?
The Jersey Retro Toy Hunter.
That's the one. Yeah, that's what I call myself.
All right. Well, bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. So I says to Mabel, I says...
There's one thing that makes me mad. It's a toy with a bad knee pad. I go insane in a rage for days, and I'll be the same till you change your ways. Sort your fucking knee pads out.